Hey guys, welcome to today's video, and in this video I am going to be talking about the head element and the items that it contains and what effect it can have on the HTML document when added. The head of an HTML document is the part that is not displayed in the web browser when the page is loaded. It is actually a container for the following elements: the title element, the link element, the meta element, the style element, the script element, and the base element. So before we go further, we're going to download some extension, and the extension we're going to be downloading and using is the live server extension. So head over here and then you install it if you don't have it. I already have it installed, so I don't need to install it. The second one is the live preview extension. So we'll also install it too. Now, before we get started, we'll have to create our file. So you head over here and go to new file, and then I'm going to name it index.html. The .html is always added so as to enable the web browser know that yes, this is an HTML code. Click enter, we have this. So we're going to type the basic HTML structure, which is this HTML, and the next one is the head. So we're going to start with the title element, and I'm going to type my head element, and then I'm going to save it. And I'm going to open it with live preview. So as you can see, the title element is used to add a title to an HTML document, and it is always shown in the browser's title bar. Writing the title element is very important because it is used by search engine algorithms to decide the order when listing pages in the search results. The title element also provides a title for the page when it is added to favorites or when it is bookmarked. So, okay, I think I have this. I'm going to just, okay, done. Okay. As you can see, it's already there in the name. So I'm just going to click done, and that's it. Next element we're going to be looking at is the link element. So as you can see, the link element is different from the title element in that it doesn't have a closing tag. Right? In the link element, you don't need to include a forward slash like to end it, so it stands on its own. And it is used to link to external style sheets, CSS. You don't need to worry yourself about what CSS is now, as it is going to be introduced in later course. All you just need to know is that CSS is what is added to our HTML code to make our website look very beautiful and cool. So as you can see, this link element, we're going to use that, we're going to link it to my sheet, and I'm going to go over to this thing and add a new file, and in this file I'm going to add style.css. So this .css shows that this is a CSS file, and I am going to let me add the body. I'm going to add background color to be let's make it gray. I think gray is better. I'm going to save it, and I'll go over to this thing, and then I'm going to link it to this style sheet here. Then style.css. So when we open it with live server, you can see the The background color of the web page is already clear. I'm going to edit this because I don't need to be opening it every time. Okay, for me not to be opening this web browser every time, I'm going to make use of the live preview extension that we downloaded. So I'm going to open with, I'm going to show preview. And as you can see, we have the title, which is my head element showing in the browser tab, and then we also have the background of the body. That is, we have the body's background changed to a gray color. So as you can see in this link side, that it takes two attributes. It takes the well attribute and it takes the href attribute. So as you can see, the rare attributes, this just names a relationship of the linked document to the current document. So it's just showing that, oh, that yes, this is actually a style sheet. Then this href attribute, it just specifies the URL of the linked resources. So it's just trying to tell us the location. It's just showing the location of where that resources, where the style sheet is, and it is here. This is the location of it here. So we head over to our distance. We can also use the link element to enrich our site design. The most commonly used of this is the Favicon, short for favorite icon. So Favicon is a small image displayed next to the page title in the browser tab. So as we have this okay, browser tab, and as you can see that this comes with this default image next to it. But if we want to make it unique, then we'll make use, then we'll add our own custom favicon. So you can use any image you like as your favicon, or you can even create your own favicon on sites like the favicon.cc site. So let's go back to it. We have the favicon.cc site as favicon generator. So when you head there, you can create your new favicon. You can import image to create that. So I would like to add my own. So I'm just going to go to logo, and I want to use this. So I want to copy, I want to save image as my logo, and then I'm going to save it in the desktop and save. So it's done. I'm going to head over to my desktop, this to my file by just copying it here. Okay, I'm just going to X this and go over. So how am I going to add this image to appear next to my head element? So let's just go back to the browser so I can see it. So how we are going to do it is that we are going to have another link, and this is going to be icon, and the type is going to be, I want to going to be an image as icon, and the location is logo.png. I'm going to save this and then we'll head over to our, you can see it's already appearing there. It's no longer the default, no longer the default logo that was there. This is a custom logo. So you can add it. You can see this is for Google, we have for YouTube. Let me go to YouTube and you can see they have their own. Now we just did ours now. So this is how you can enrich your site design by adding Favicon to your title. So the next element we're going to be looking at is the meta element. Okay, so definitely it's not displaying here because this is not the browser. But this one is just to show you, okay, how if you add anything here, how it's going to appear. So let's say, for example, we add this, the body, and we add I am. You can see it's showing here. So this is what this does. I am reflecting here. So that is it for this. Then the next element is meta element. The meta element typically used to specify the character set, the page description, the keywords, the author of the document, and the viewport setting, and so many other things. But before we go further, I'm going to explain to you what metadata is. So metadata is basically data about other data. That's it, data about the web page. Why meta tag define metadata about a web page? So I'm going to be looking at meta tag set. So what this does is that it defines the character set used. That is, your web page will be able to handle displaying any language that you want to use. It's going to be able to handle it. That is why it is always a good practice to always include this on every web page you create. For example, it shows that your page can handle English, Chinese, Japanese, even Thai as well. So let's go over here and get Chinese characters. Okay, let me add them. I am sleeping in Chinese. Okay, and it shows this. So I'm just going to copy this and add it here. See, and get the translation complete. So let me head in here and do this and then save. So you can see it's added here. And all this is possible because we added the charted metadata, that is the UTF-8. You can also go to in Japanese and copy it. Sure that it's copied. Okay, translation is copied. And we put the and we head over here. You can see it's showing here too. So this is that. Then the next one I'm going to be looking at is the metadata for author. So we're going to add this meta name and just type this author. We're going to add our content, which is okay, express. and then we save. Okay, what this does is just that this is basically translating it for me. I didn't ask you to translate for me. Let me just exit. That is going to mean I have to go to translate it. So, so what this does is that it is used to add the author page. Oh my god. So I'm just going to delete this for now because we don't need it. Oops. So this meta tag, it's used to add the author of a page. So shows the name, that is the author, and the content, that is the name of the author, which is expressed. And then we have another one which is used for description. So this one's for description, and the content is HTML meta tag tutorial. So I know that you be like metadata, meta tag, which is the metadata, which is the meta tag. So basically, all these from here to here are referred to as tag. So you call this a meta tag, and then this is what we use to know the metadata. So this is basically called a description metadata. Why this is the author metadata, and so that's it for that. So as you can see that these two meta elements, and then this is the element name. So this is the meta element. But when you add it from here to here, it's called a tag. So this is meta tag. When I say meta tag, I'm referring to all these. And when I say meta element, I'm referring to this. You can see this. This is the link element. You see the link element, and then when I talking about the link tag, I'm talking about everything that is here. So I hope you understand that. So for the meta elements, you can see that these two elements is very, very beneficial to add. It's very, very beneficial to have because it will enable us to know who wrote the page, and if you have any question for them, you can just Google them out and then ask. So how will I know who wrote this? I'm just going to go back to inspect. Okay, let me ask like reduce this and make this bold. So I can see in the head, I can see, okay, this is the author and it's fresh. And so this is the description, HTML tag. So from this, I can know that, okay, this is the person that wrote that. The next metadata we're going to be looking at is the keyword metadata. So name, keyword. Okay, since I'm having issues with my document, just going to copy keyword, and then the content. Let's write HTML, CSS. So I'm not going to say it. So this keyword metadata defines keywords that are used by search engine to determine the relevance of your web page. It is just a pity that it is now ignored by search engines because spammers were just filling in so many words, filling in hundreds of keywords so as to manipulate the search ranking. So for now, you're actually better off not even adding it. Next one we're going to be looking at is the robot metadata. So have meta name robot. Let me just exit so I can appear well. index. So what this robot metadata does is that it tells the search engine if and how they should analyze your web page. The name robot comes from the automated software known as bot that search engine use to analyze websites. So, and the index here tells the bot to analyze the page, and the follow tells the bot to visit all the links on your web page. So that's basically what this does. And you can also use the no follow. Oh no, okay, W. So you can also use the no follow and no index to tell. You can also use the no index and the no follow to tell the bot to ignore it. I don't want you to analyze this page. I don't want you to visit all the links on this web page. But some bots will basically just ignore it and still go ahead to analyze your page and follow all links. So now I'm just going to, okay, leave it as index and follow. So the next one we're going to be looking at is the Google bot metadata. So what this does is that it tells Google that I do not want you to provide for me any automatic translation. So I don't know if you realize, let me go back here. When I did for I am sleeping, okay, in Japanese. So let me just add it back here. So key, I'm just going to copy it and add it here. And then I'll go over to this and I'm sleeping in Japanese. So just going to go over here and so what this basically does is that it's going to tell Google bots not to provide an automatic translation for me because I want because there are also Chinese and Japanese users are using the site. So do not provide an automatic translation for it. So this is how you do that. Just going to give it so you can see this very well. Okay. So the next metadata we're going to look at is revised metadata. The main revised. So what this does is that it basically just specifies the last time you modified your content. Let's say I modified it on Monday. You put it March 15th, 2024, and time. Let me export the time 6 p.m. So what it does is it just shows the last time and date that you modified a content. Next one I'm going to look at is the ratings. So what this does is that the rating metadata does is that it just specifies the audience that you want for your page. Let me add this and do content. So simply save for kids. So if you the tell Google that that this content is actually safe for kids. So the next one we're going to look at is the copyright metadata. So this name, I'm going to look at the copyright content. So for this, all you're just going to do, you're just going to add the year. The year is 2024 and the person I wrote it to and the author is fresh. So this is how I'm going to do this. What this copyright metadata does is that it's going to indicate to visitors that the content is protected by copyright and that they should respect the rights of the copyright owner. So the next one we're going to be looking at is the format protection metadata. So what this does is that, okay, let me format protection. Content is the so what this does is that it indicates that all the telephone numbers in your website, in your web page, they should appear as hypertext link that can be clicked on to make a call. Next metadata we're going to be looking at is the refresh metadata. So what this does just basically tells the browser that it should refresh the document, that it should refresh the document every so minute that is specified. Let's do that. So, but for this, I'm going to use the HTTP. Let's go to refresh content should be 30. So now, as we added this 30, what it does is that it tells it to refresh the document every 30 seconds. So the next one I'm going to look at is the viewport metadata. And it does okay. So as the viewport, and then I'm going to set the width to the device width. So initial scale to the 1.0. So what this metadata does, what the viewport metadata does is that it makes your web page responsive. The browser's viewport is the area of the window in which the web content can be seen. It varies with the device that you are using. That is, it will be smaller on your mobile phone than it will be on your computer screen. So what this part does is that it sets the width of the page to follow the screen width of the device. So if you're using a phone, you say, okay, follow the screen width of the phone. If it is a laptop or a system, so you follow the screen width of the laptop or whatever device that you're using. Then this initial scale equals 1.0. This sets the initial zoom level to be 1 when the page is first loaded. Another thing I would like for us to talk about is that if you've noticed, when you share a link, most social networks generate a preview of the link to let their users know what the linked web page is all about. So if we head over to this blog and then I click on a guide to And then I go over that I want to share it to Twitter. And so you can see it brings out this preview. How to do this is by using the Open Graph protocol. So you can go over to any tab and type Open Graph protocol. So this is the Open Graph protocol, and then you can go over it and then read it and then understand what it's all about. So basically, what Open Graph Protocol is that it is a set of metadata rules that allows web page to describe themselves to social network. The Open Graph Protocol uses meta tags added to the head element, but then they are slightly different from the normal one. So like instead of the name attribute, they make use of the property attribute to define the metadata name. So you can see here, so instead of name, they make use of property. So for example, now we can see this. This is the head, this is the title. This one here is the year of 1966. We can see that it requires four properties. So the first one is the title, the second one is the type, the third one is the URL, and the fourth one is the image. So what does this title do? This defines the title of the page, and you can see, so let's go back to it. Let's open a new tab. See it. Okay. Basically, just copy it and then go back to my phone, and I'm going to X this, and let's see what happens. As you can see, it gives us the review. So, so this title, that is the rock, and it's going to appear in the preview. So as you can see here, we have the rock, 1996. Then the next one is the OG type, which is this one. And what this does is that it specifies the type of the content, such as whether it is a website, whether it is a video, whether it's a music, or whether it is an article. So for this one, you can see that it is a what? It is a movie. So you can see, okay, even explained there. So you can see, depending on the type you specify, other properties may also be required. So the next one is the URL. So you can see this one is the canonical URL of your object. So this is just the link to that is the link of the site. So you can see title/TTO. So if you come here, you can see that that's the link. That's the link to this site. Then for the image, this is just the image that we want to show in our preview. So this is it. So what this basically does, this is just the link to the image. And so that's how we show the preview. So if you want to do this, you can do this for your own site by adding this. Don't forget that when you're using the property attributes, you must always include the OG. So what this does is that it just basically says that yes, it's open graph. That's what it is. So the next element we're going to be talking about is the script element. So the script element, what it does is that it just basically links to the JavaScript file, and it tells the browser to load the JavaScript after all the HTML has been loaded. So that's what it does. So if you want to create a JavaScript file, you come over here and you create it like this, JavaScript .js. So this .js signifies that it's a JavaScript file. So you come over here and you link it using the source attribute. So just write javascript.js. So it will link your JavaScript file to your document. The next element we are going to be talking about is the style element. The style element is used to style your body, that is to style the content of your web page, and it is used to make it look nice. You can actually style it using an external style sheet, but you can also do it here in your HTML file using the style element. So if you don't want to link it to on that page, just like we did here, you just style it directly here. So I'm just going to add, or let me delete this, and then I'm going to style it. I'll put my um, body to be a background color of gray, or let me make it blue, and then I'll color to be red. So when I save it and open it using Live Server, this is what we have here. So you can see that the style is already taking immediate effect here. So you don't need to link it to another style sheet like we did before. So that is it about the style element. The next element we are going to be talking about is the base element. And the base element always comes immediately after the head element. It contains the href attribute and the target attribute, or it can contain either of them. But for this example, I'm going to be using the two. So what does this target attribute do? It actually just specifies where to open the link document. So if you set the target to self, it is actually going to open the link document in the same browser or tab as it was clicked on. But if you set the target to blank, it is just going to open the link document in a new window or tab. If you set the target to parent, it is going to open the link document in the parent frame. And if you set the target to top, it is going to open the link document in the full body of the window. So how does this work? I'm just going to head over to Chrome, and then I'm going to go to unsplash.com. And then I want this to be the base URL for my site. And then I want the target, I'm going to set the target to blank. So I'm going to head over to the body, and I'm going to write, let me use targets and links. So I'm just going to, so let me go over to this, and then I'm going to go over to this. So I want, whenever I click on that link, it is going to take me here. So what I'll just do is that instead of me to copy the whole link, I can just come here and just copy from here, and then head over to my Visual Studio Code and just copy it here. So you can see I do not need to start adding https www dot for it, and then I can come and say opens the trivia page in the base site. So that's what it does, to just open this link in this base ref. So that's what it does. So If I save it and then I open it with live server, so this is what we have here. So if I click on this, you see, it actually takes me here. And the next thing that you notice is that when we clicked on the link, it took us to another page. So if I set this now to self, see, and I click Ctrl S and I go back. So you notice that it opened in that particular browser. Let me just X this and X this and then go back. So this is it. So if I click on it, you see that it's going to open in the same document, in the same site, in the same window. But if I change this to blank, so if I save this with blank and then I open with live server and I click on it, so you see automatically it takes me to a new page. So that's all about base element. So if you liked today's video, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notification for more videos like this. So in the next video, we are going to be looking at HTML text fundamentals.